Hello, dwellers, and welcome to the basement. And we're doing a little R&R tonight because we're welcoming back to the weekly routine new episodes of Supergirl, which of course airs at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the CW, which is also the same time slot that Gotham airs on Fox. For those of you who don't know how I handled covering both shows, is that I would watch Supergirl on Monday evenings, and Gotham I try to watch either on Tuesday mornings or Tuesday evenings prior to the new episodes of The Flash. Kind of makes Tuesdays a little bit more complicated when you also factor in I also cover Agents of Shield, and of course, as I announced last night, I will cover DC Legends of Tomorrow on Wednesdays, with along with Arrow. So it's basically multiple shows over the course of 3 nights to start the week. That said, let's talk about tonight's episode of Supergirl. It was episode 9 of season 2, Supergirl Lives. Obvious first question, was this a good episode or was this a bad episode? For me, this indeed was a very good episode, and it gets the second half of the season off on the right foot, setting up storylines and elements and opening certain avenues for possibilities. Uh, the big thing in this episode is revolving around Monel. Uh, Monel has a new job working at the Alien Dive Bar. And when Kara comes in, because she's taking on a story of her mother looking for her missing daughter, and she's promised to bring her home, Manel kind of chastises Kara for always looking for trouble, and eventually finding it. Obviously, sooner or later, some trouble is going to come along that Kara can't handle, and coincidentally, that ends up happening here, as it turns out that the missing girl and a bunch of other missing people are being used as alien slave labor, and who's behind this intergalactic human trafficking is Roulette, who you would recall debuted earlier this season, running an alien fight club operation. After that was broken up, she went out into outer space thanks to one of her fighters informing her about this moon Mandora. It's called Slaver's Moon, which is basically the heart of intergalactic slave trading. Kara, along with Monel, who took the day off, his second day off at his new job to, pal around with her and help her out. They end up on the moon, which happens to have a red sun, thus they lose their powers. They meet an alien named Joe, who gives them the rundown of what's happening on the planet, and that the Red Fortress is basically where all the humans are being held. They turn themselves in, get captured. Supergirl finds the girl that she was looking for. She inspires everyone to fight back when she defies the slavers when they are told to move out after being sold. And Monel actually has an act of heroism by also fighting back and being inspired by Kara's never give up, never say die attitude. And he ends up genuinely wanting to be a superhero. This may also play into the fact that there are some things about him and the planet that he's from, Daxam, being a planet that utilizes slave labor, and it's heavily hinted that he is the prince and not just a guard, meaning getting a first-hand glimpse of things is opening his eyes. On top of that, another alien recognized Mon-El and said that he is not to be harmed. So that's definitely, again, opening the door there. In addition, the aliens that appeared at the end of the first half of the season, that said that they were looking for Mon-El of Daxam, appear at the end of this episode. Ask one of the people involved with the intergalactic human trafficking, have you seen, basically showing him a picture of Mon-El, says he's not here anymore. He went back to Earth, And so these aliens that are looking for Mon-El are coming to Earth. So big, again, story elements being put in place there, for foreshadowing what's going to end up happening over the remaining episodes of this season. On the side plot front, uh, Alex is very happy with Maggie. They spent the night together. Well, Maggie stayed over at Alex's place, make her coffees, wearing her clothes. They decide to sleep in, but when Kara goes missing off on this alien planet, Alex kind of loses it and basically tells Maggie off. And Alex has a bit of an inferiority complex as it relates to her own happiness and responsibilities. Maggie is understanding of this. She is willing to give Alex one more chance, and she's figured out that Kara is indeed Supergirl, mainly because Alex's reactions is that of whenever Kara is in trouble, and that the glasses apparently don't help. So it is what it is there, but it raises questions on how long this relationship between Alex and Maggie is going to remain stable for. Because sooner or later, Alex is going to either fly off the handle again, or something's going to happen to Maggie Sawyer. Hopefully not. Maggie's a cool character. Then we have the stuff with Wynn. The cold opening of this episode saw Supergirl pursuing jewel thieves and coming off of the epic crossover event, uh, invasion. Uh, Dealing with jewel thieves is rather mundane, and she's also annoyed that she's getting help from Guardian, aka Jimmy Olsen. During this the cold opening, one of the thieves nearly escapes, but when gets involved and nearly gets his ass kicked and killed. Wynn is terrified, ends up being terrified for his own safety and life, but is forced to go along with Alex and a DEO rescue squad to Mandora to rescue Kara and Mon-El and the others, and ends up getting his confidence back by defending himself with a big rock against an alien that attacks him. Again, it's more of the says that Wynn isn't going to be totally useless kind of vibe. Maybe he'll make himself his own super suit or something at some point in time. Considering he is the son of Toyman, if memory serves me right, it definitely opens the door there for Wynn to be some sort of prankster-based superhero if they decide to go down that particular avenue. I doubt that they will, but it seems that the entire team concept is that everyone somehow gets involved in their own way, even though Wynn is basically the Felicity and Harrison Wells of the respective teams. Now, you might wonder why I said that Alex and the DEO rescue squad went off to Mandora to rescue Supergirl. Why not the Martian Manhunter? Well, the planet Mandora has an atmosphere that's toxic to Martians, and basically is going to be the last place that John Jones is going to want to go. Let me see, is there anything else here to talk about in this particular episode in my notes? Nope, no. I will have the notes that I took during the episode up on my website, fredkasdansbasement.com. So you can see how I summarized everything for myself to present this pokey little thoughts on the episode and the storylines and everything that took place. Coming up in the basement, obviously tomorrow, as I said at the start of this episode, we'll go over the new episode of Gotham. More than likely, I will hit that in the early evening. I have some running around to do during the day. And then we'll talk about this week's the return of the Flash, and of course, the new episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So it's a triple header. Wednesdays, as I said earlier, will be Arrow and DC's Legends of Tomorrow. Thursdays, Comics from the Basement. We'll be talking about a tree trade paperback that was produced back in 1988. We also will have Talking Anime with going over the next episode of Blue Sea on Friday, as well as kicking off the next portion of Doctor Who's Tales from the TARDIS with the Space Museum. That will also be on Friday. On Saturday, we'll be go recap and review of NXT Takeover San Antonio. Sunday will be the Royal Rumble, and between now and Saturday, I will have my predictions up for both shows. There will be one video covering both shows. It'll be a bit lengthy. I'll probably get to that, and actually, I might do that. That'll probably be posted on Thursday as well if I don't get to it beforehand. So, my friends, and you are my friends, be kind, please subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.